questions?
Not right now.
You feel good? Door's good?
Yep.
All right.
So I'm here at MD Helicopters in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm about to fly an MD530F with CJ, and we're here to learn what MD Helicopters is up to since they went through a challenging bankruptcy and a resurrection by an investment group that is bringing MD Helicopters back to life. One of those smart people who's helped rescue MD is Ed Delansky, an expert at turnarounds who has a long experience with aircraft manufacturing and aerospace and is also a true aviation geek.
I received a phone call about a company turnaround that was needed. It was one of our owners who let me know that it was MD Helicopter. And obviously that's a storied name. That caught my attention. And made me think about, well, now wait a minute, that's Howard Hughes's brand. So I had a very interesting conversation with the owners at the time that called me. They asked if I'd be willing to chair the board, and I said I would, as long as I can have influence over other members that are on the board, at least a couple of seats that are important, and also how we build the leadership team here. And that's where we were very blessed to find Brad and bring Brad in as our CEO.
We'll meet Brad in a moment, but first let's take a look at the 530F. It's MD's top-of-the-line helicopter, with plenty of power thanks to its 650 shaft horsepower Rolls-Royce 250C30 turboshaft engine. Pilots love the 530's precise handling, and a lot of utility operators fly the 500 series helicopters for precision powerline work and other uses. Brad Peterson is president and CEO of MD Helicopters, and he took the job because he loves helicopters and in fact used to work for the company years ago. He never thought he'd have an opportunity to return, and he jumped at it.
I don't know, the first ride in a helicopter, I just got bit by the bug. It was just something that I fell in love with, and I stayed in helicopters for 20-some years and moved on, helped some private equity firms turn around businesses, some out of bankruptcy and some that were just languishing. And I got a call asking if I'd be willing to help the new owners of MD Helicopters figure out what they're going to do with this asset. It was like one of the greatest days of my life.
I took the controls and, as Schneider instructed, flew along the right side of the Salt River. He suggested some steep turns to get me used to the 530F's handling.
You're with me. I'm not going to let anything happen to this helicopter, so I want you to just bank it over.
Okay.
A little bit of aft cyclic, a little bit more aft, a little bit more bank. Bank and aft, bank and aft, bank and aft.
Wow.
There you go. A little bit more bank and a little bit more aft.
Wow.
A little bit more left.
Check 513 for 5,500 over the street pattern.
There you go. Keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming. There you go. And now just straighten it out. And then go into a right-hand turn here. And bank it over, bank it over, bank it over, bank it over. More. There you go. And a little aft and a little up on that collective. There you go. Easy day here. Pulling up on that collective really tightens that turn.
That is cool.
There you go. And now just straighten it out.
Nice.
Easy day, huh?
Peterson was well aware of MD's problems, but he felt it was worth resurrecting and had a lot of value, not just for investors, but for customers.
There were a lot of situations that were maybe no fault of MD's, but I just saw the business go downhill. They ignored their aftermarket support. They ignored some of the customers. They made some decisions to focus only on the military, which I didn't think were right. And it was kind of sad to see all the surveys come out where MD was judged so bad by the customers. You know, everybody has always said they loved the product, they just hated the company. And seeing it go downhill like it was, I just felt like, what an opportunity. You rarely ever get a chance in your career to come into an icon and try to help it out at a kind of a critical time.
After the steep turns, we headed towards a small canyon that was just wide enough for the helicopter, and I had the fun job of twisting and turning to follow the convolutions. The steep turn practice really helped me set up for these radical maneuvers.
And this is just, we bring guys out here just because, you know, if you can maneuver here, you really got to feel the helicopter start, you know, communicating with it. And this is just a good way to get guys, you know, in tune with it. And it's going to come off to the right here.
Northeast track capture 749, over 136,000.
There you go. Great job. Awesome. And then back to the right here. Wow. Great job.
Awesome.
Yeah. Really cool.
Nice.
Schneider took the controls to demonstrate landing on a rock pinnacle, which is famous among pilots learning how to fly MD helicopters. Of course, he made it look easy, and I would definitely need more practice before trying this.
Wow.
You ever wonder what this helicopter can do?
That's
You know?
awesome.
Not bad, huh?
Yeah. Wow, it's beautiful out here.
The production line produces new MD530Es, MD530Fs, and military versions of those helicopters. As it ramps up production, the new management has worked toward bringing the production processes up to date.
That was my biggest observation, is that the aircraft was built in the 60s and there's not much that's been done to it. So we're looking at how we take that information, digitize a lot of our data, which is legacy, been done on Mylars and drawings, and digitize that data and then transform some of these parts to using the latest advanced manufacturing technology so we can speed up the rate of production. We're at 130 production workers now. We're going to be adding close to 50 more production workers in the next 6 to 12 months. But we have 2 lines of production now here. We're going to be adding a 3rd line, so that should give us enough space to get through.
Now it's my turn to land on a pinnacle, although not the famous rock. This one is more forgiving, and as I slowly approached the landing spot, I kept the rate of descent very low and just gradually inched my way down until the tall skids touched the ground. It was a lot easier than I expected.
There you go. Cool. And a little up collective and half cyclic, and that'll kind of just give you that little air brake there. Cool. And now just walk it in. A little aft. There you go. Great job.
Gotta trim it a little bit here.
A little up collective, we'll kind of hover over to it. Keep coming straight. Keep
Northeast
coming
track
straight.
capture 749, over to on highway, doing some power stalls. Look out below.
And just nice, gentle down. There we go.
Wow.
Great job. Nope, that's okay.
Wow.
For your first time coming in on a pinnacle out here, not bad, man. How do you feel?
Awesome. Now those skids are a little taller than I used to.
Yeah.
Schneider demonstrated an out-of-ground effect auto-rotation starting from 0 airspeed, and it really was a non-event.
And we'll bring it out of ground effect. You ready to go?
Yep.
All right, and in 3, 2, 1. There we go. And then manage that RPM, get a little bit of airspeed, and dive right back down to the ground.
Northwest practice Aerosine,
I'll rejoin those
705
night
at 4,000. Climbing to 4,500.
And that's it.
We're 6 miles.
And then we would just
Deer Valley.
control it, take it right back down to the ground.
Hang out over New River to
Make you nervous?
Northwest.
No, the thing's got lots of power, but to get the airspeed back, did you keep the cyclic back, or did you let it go forward a little bit?
You know what? I don't really push it forward because so right now, if I push down on, if I leave the nose where it is, neutral, and I just barely push down on the nose, where does it go?
Yeah.
So when I'm up at altitude and I slam that collective down, the nose is naturally going to drop.
Okay.
And I don't want to over accelerate because then that means I'm going to move faster towards the ground.
Yeah.
So I try to make everything as slow and as comfortable as possible. Then if I need a little bit of airspeed, then I gently, just like I would now, I just gently push it forward and fly it there.
On the way back to the airport, we circled over some wild Mustangs that live in the desert.
That is awesome. Look at that.
Schneider wrapped up the flight with full-down auto rotations with me following through on the controls. Each time the 530F had plenty of energy left to cushion the touchdown.
So explain what's the difference between an outer ground effect and in-ground effect auto rotation?
Just the way you use the control, so either out at a hover, like our power line guys would do, or with forward movement, which, the controls react a different way. So we'll come up to a outer,
Okay, so
zero
you're going to start from an outer ground effect hover.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'll enter just like we did out there, and then I'll just take it straight to the ground. All right, you ready to go?
Okay, we're slowed down, okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Traffic, 4 o'clock. Wow. Not bad, huh?
Impressive. Can I try a lift off?
Yeah, go for it.
Hey.
And just, kind of focus outside there and just keep coming. Don't even think about it. Just kind of keep bringing it in. The more efficient you are, the slower, the more you're going to over control. If you just bring it in, 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 bring it in. Try to get an inch off the ground. Bring it in, bring it in. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going right there. That's it.
Go smooth.
Yeah, this is all you find too.
Amazing.
And we'll go ahead and turn right here.
777 Victor, flight straight out.
All right, you all set over there?
Yep.
All right. There we go. All day.
Schneider told me that if I were getting checked out in the 530F, it would take just an hour for me to get comfortable in the machine. And after that flight, I'm convinced that I could learn how to fly this ship pretty quickly. MD's management is working toward a brighter future, and as it builds up the company's workforce, it has tried to modernize its approach towards its greatest resource, the people who work here.
So we want the people to understand that they do make a difference and they do contribute, and they want to be appreciated. I think it's important we walk around and say thank you very much, thank you for what you do. We have a monthly all-hands meeting where I try to communicate everything that's going on. I share financial, good, bad, whatever with the employees. I share what our business development pursuits are, what we're doing, because the things that are important to me, I think are important to everybody else. I want to have a job next week, next month, next year, and I want to see all of this grow. And everybody else, the people that are working here want to look down the production line and see a good string of aircraft coming down there because, if they're not, then their job security is in doubt. We're a small company. Everything we do means something. No one's going to get lost in the crowd here. We really do appreciate whether you're an engineer, a technician, salesperson, whatever that is. It's important we let the people know that.